What it is, what it do, cyber world. It's your girl, Ash Brown, and this is Ash Brown Uncensored. On this program, I talk a little bit about everything. It may be pop culture related, but it's probably Ash Brown related. So you got to stay tuned to see what I'm going to talk about. So life is funny and always seems to create stories and revive memories and stuff. So I was talking with a client of mine, and she was talking about a guy that she had dated named Tyrone. And she was like, girl, Ash, everybody done dated Tyrone. Everybody done dated a Tyrone. I said, I never dated a Tyrone. Never dated a Tyrone. Now, my Tyrone story, though, is fascinating because I had pretty much forgotten about it until she brought it up. But I went to middle school with a guy named Tyrone. And he was the homie. Like, that was like, really, in my eyes, that was a really awesome friend. Really awesome friend. And I never got the inkling that it was anything additional. So that was a homie. Like, Tyrone, oh, cool, bet. When we just had little nuances with each other and stuff. And so we go to high school, and they had some kind of project. I don't even remember what the project was. And he met my mom, and my mom was like, oh, he's cute, Okay, he's a cutie pie. You need to, you talking to him, you like him. I was like, that's Tyrone. That's the homie. Like, that, don't start that stuff. And she's like, all right. And I got an inkling that one of my friends was like, Tyrone likes you, right? By this time we're in high school. And she's like, Tyrone likes you, right? And I was like, Tyrone don't like me. That's the homie. That's Tyrone. Like, that's not like, no, it's nothing like that. And she's like, he be helping you to your class. He be holding your books and stuff, and y'all be walking together and stuff. Y'all look like y'all a couple. And I was like, no, it's not like that. It's just, us catching up and whatever. So I just let it go. And then I don't remember exactly what happened, but I got the inkling that he was interested in me. And for like the first time and the whole time that we knew each other, I started to kind of look at him like, I think it was a homecoming that we had or something. And he dressed in a really nice suit, and he cleaned up well, and he was all clean shaven and stuff. And I was like, okay, Tyrone is looking kind of nice. Tyrone is looking kind of nice. And nothing came of it, y'all. Nothing came of it. I ended up joining the NJROTC. He joined the football team. He was always like, we would have practice and stuff after school sometimes. And that's like around the same time that the football team would be doing their practice. And so a lot of times we would have to be at like parade rest, or we'd have to be at just a straight standing at attention position and not supposed to be moving and stuff. So he'd come over and like mess with me and stuff. And so, we had those little things, but he never, in my eyes, and maybe I miss the cues, sometimes I can be clueless and I can miss cues. But he never like officially like asked me out or anything. So I just took it as, okay, he's not interested, whatever's whatever. Senior year comes around, and we have less and less classes together. We don't really see each other as often anymore. And I had a class with him. I think it was like chemistry or biology or something. And he had a girlfriend. Wait, let me rewind that. It was 11th grade year because he was dating a senior. And we're like, oh, okay. And she was complete opposite of me. Small frame girl, light skin. She basically looked white. And nothing wrong with that, but it was the complete opposite of me. So I was like, okay, that's his type. That's what he was interested in. He may have been flirting with me, but he was interested in a chick that looked like her. Nothing wrong with that. It's about preference. So from that point on, I definitely did not, I didn't put myself out there before, but after finding out that he was dating like a senior, I definitely didn't put myself out there afterwards. So life goes on. Senior year comes, and everyone's doing homecoming, and everybody's paired up, and everybody's dating somebody. And I ended up with a friend's... No, this is really messed up. I ended up with my friend's side piece man. Now get this. I had this girl that was supposedly a friend of mine dating this really outstanding, just really upscale guy. And he was just like Mr. Perfect. It was like everybody would have wanted their daughter to date a guy like this guy. She was dating this great guy, but she was sleeping with another classmate behind his and everybody else's back. And so in order to get her side man to homecoming, they kind of dressed it up like, oh, you know, he likes you. He wants to take you out. And he was not at all my type, y'all. Like, aesthetically, I don't go for those guys. Like, I just don't. But he was nice, and everybody was paired with someone. So I had planned to go to homecoming. I didn't plan to have a date. But I was like, okay, we're going to just go ahead and do this or whatever. So we go to homecoming. Oh, well, we went. I told my mom, you know, this guy asked me out for homecoming. Okay, well, he needs to come here and talk to me. And I was like, Mama, I know. Like, I'm so embarrassed. She's like, if you're going to go on a date with this guy to homecoming, he needs to come here. I need to meet him. End of story. It's non-negotiable. So I was like, okay, well, I got to get that situated. So he came over and he met Mom, and she approved. And she was like, okay, y'all can go to homecoming together, whatever. And that was that. So we went to homecoming, but the whole thing was a sham because, again, soon after homecoming, it came to light that it was literally them just putting on a show so nobody would know that she was doing whatever. So cut that friendship off. I say that to say, like, I'm building a story as me moving on, me kind of dating guys or going out with guys, and Tyrone didn't ask me out. Never asked me out. Prom comes, and by that point, I am dating this bad boy from the south side of tracks. And I bring him to prom, and everybody's like, oh my gosh, who is this guy? He is not from our school. There's no way he attends our school. I would have seen him before. And that ex-friend of mine was like just drooling over herself. It was ridiculous. And I'm like, girl, you got like 2 men at the same time. Save some for yourself, okay? Save some for everybody else. And word got around that Ashley had a boyfriend. Ashley was dating. So this class I had with Tyrone, all of a sudden after prom, because keep in mind, when prom is starting to hit, you know, we're weeks away from graduation. So things are really starting to hit and compile, and we got tests and all these other things going on. So all of a sudden, Tyrone comes and he is hanging all on my desk. Oh, he doesn't feel well, putting his head on my shoulder, all this. I was like, yeah, you gotta like not be in my space because I got a man and he don't like that. Now, keep in mind, he hadn't done none of this stuff prior to. And I just was like, I'm not feeling it. Nah. Not feeling it. Nah. And that just was what it was. But no, he was a great friend. He was a great friend. In all honesty, I'm glad that we didn't date, because I think that it would have ruined the connection that we had. And so few times we have these really genuine connections with people that treat us as people and respect us as human beings. And I feel as though he respected me in that aspect. If we had dated, it probably would not have lasted. And I wouldn't have had my friend, you know? So that was my Tyrone story. It's really long and drawn out. But shout out to Tyrone, whoever Tyrone is. Who knows where Tyrone is? But out there in the world, living life, doing what you got to do. But people are crazy. People are absolutely bonkers. But live your life and keep pushing forward, no matter what. Anyways, have a great, fantabulous rest of your week, darlings. Yes. and have a purposeful, peaceful, and productive week ahead. I am claiming that for myself and for all of you. So, holla back later. Deuces.